cool. Even just showing the potential, like you said, by bringing up the Google keyword tool and showing, the search numbers and what's actually there.
Yeah, let's do that for a second. So I'm going to pull up the Google keyword tool, and this is going to be replaced at some point with presumably a better tool. But don't worry about it; it'll basically work the same way.
So by the time you're watching this video, it may not be there. You may have to log into Google AdWords and then use their keyword planner. But it's the same thing.
Yeah, it just won't matter at all. Okay, so if I search for Olivia Wilde here, which is kind of a funny search phrase, this is the name of the actress. She was in Tron Legacy, and she's been in, I don't know, she's a model and an actress. You see she gets 550,000 exact match searches per month, over 1 million broad match searches. And I actually think that we have a site on page 1 for this. Wow, this is a great example of a kind of site that I would definitely use to try to. Yeah, it looks like we're number 5, 1, then the news, 2, 3. No, we're number 4 with OliviaWilde.org, and so this is a site. It's a great looking site, and gets a lot of traffic. Okay, let me exit out of that. So, but showing people stuff like that. Like Mark's saying, and you can do it in videos just like we're doing right now. You can use Camtasia to show them the kind of keyword searches that we're getting. So for example, if we typed in Nashville, I just moved to Nashville SEO, and Nashville web design, and Nashville website design. I'm going to get to this. This is actually a specific technique that I'll teach you in just a second, which is actually getting traffic for these kinds of keyword terms.
Okay.
So Nashville SEO gets 480 exact match searches per month, which may not sound like a lot, but to me it's a huge number because these are all businesses. No one's typing this in unless they're a business. And then Nashville web design, same thing, 720 exact match searches per month, and 210 more for almost 1,000 altogether for web design. So always keep web design in mind. Okay, so I'll exit out of the Google. Oops, doing that made things a little bit crazy there. So let me pull up our Finder window here. So this is, Carlos is another example. He's in the Dominican Republic. He is in the investment market with his affiliate sites. And he ranks for some Spanish language terms for investments, okay? And he showed those investment rankings to a lawyer in his area, to a lawyer down the street from him. And he's now making upwards of $4,000 per month from that lawyer, and it's really a great thing because he only has one client, but then he only has to take care of one client. It's $4,000 a month, and he's got this lawyer ranked for all of these Spanish language keywords when it comes to legal terms, and he was really excited. He actually showed me one of his paychecks here. Pretty neat. Right,
and the thing is, the local rankings are quite often very, very easy to obtain. We'll get into stuff like that later, but I'm just saying, it's a lot easier to rank for, say, Boise, Idaho dentist than it is to rank for, say, weight loss.
Exactly.
I'm not saying there aren't lots of phrases in the weight loss niche that you can rank for. I'm just saying, quite often those local type terms that turn out to be quite lucrative when you've got a client that wants to rank for them, they're quite often easier.
They are, and we're gonna, again, the majority of the focus on this event. We will get into some other details, but the vast majority is going to be on client getting because you can make so much money with clients. I'm going to give you an example here. This is Joe Marfolio, and Joe went from being $200,000 in the hole to now making anywhere between $15,000 and $40,000 per month, depending on the month, depending on what's going on. Right now, you asked about pricing earlier. Pricing is something that you have to kind of come along with. When Joe first got started, he would charge like $200 a month. Nowadays, Joe charges a $9,000 setup fee and then $2,000 a month, and he collects that $2,000 a month. And I'll explain a technique about that in a second. But the main way that Joe started acquiring clients is through the Chamber of Commerce, and there's also something called BIB groups as well, or BNN groups. And the idea is, especially with your local Chamber of Commerce, this is sort of like, I would liken it to being like online dating. Like, if I was single and I really wanted to meet somebody, then in my opinion, the best way, you can go out to the bars and stuff like that. And sometimes you will get lucky and it'll work out for sure. But if you want to just talk to people who are interested in dating somebody, then far and away the easiest way to do that is to go onto Match.com or OkCupid or what have you. Christian Single or Christian Mingle, or I don't know what the names of the sites are. But anyways, one of those sites. And the Chamber of Commerce, what happens with them, you do have to pay money to go to these. I think it's very well worth it because you're going to be dealing with other business people there, and you're going to be really differentiated. Even if there's somebody else there who's doing some online marketing for people, they might do a little bit of pay-per-clicks, or they might do a little bit of web design. The funny thing is, like, if you take like a web designer, very oftentimes you can join forces with them. They can be the one doing the web design, and you can be the one doing the paid advertising, the SEO, getting the YouTube videos up, getting the Facebook up for them, and they'll actually refer you clients. So go ahead.
You could do nothing if you wanted to. You could literally be the person that gets the clients, and then partner up with another person who does all the work. In terms of if you're one of my members or you're one of Mike Long's members, you're going to get to meet somebody if you want to in one of our members forums that happens to do SEO, for instance. So you could just say, hey, is somebody keen on giving me a commission if I ever end up farming any SEO work out your way? So you could literally find the clients and give them the SEO.
Yeah, we have a woman making a full-time income doing that. Her name is Rose, and she's somehow like kind of overly intimidated by doing SEO, but she's now set up 6 or 7 deals for other people inside of NHB, and it's extraordinary. I mean, she has a knack for it. She just knows everyone in her hometown, and she's a good talker, and she just has no problem selling it, and then she just doesn't want to fulfill upon it. So really getting this client getting skill down. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, and also going at it the other way as well. I know one person that happens to have 100. He claims to anyway. He might be exaggerating. I'm not sure. He claims to have over 180 different people doing the client getting for him. He basically gives them a commission. He says, look, you get 50% cut if you get me any clients. Here's the presentation. He made them a PowerPoint presentation that you give it, so he knows when they turn up to a client, they'll go through that PowerPoint presentation, they'll get the client. You'll give them 50%, and then he has other people that will fulfill the work. So he's got a good little system going, multi-million-dollar a year system.
Yeah, and that's another technique that I want. Yeah, that's another technique. I didn't quite get the chance to set up a folder for it, but I'm really glad you brought it up. And we can actually just pause on the Chamber of Commerce thing right now and just talk about it.
Sorry, I shouldn't have gone off topic.
It's actually quite wonderful. I mean, this is one of the great things. Mark and I are very good friends, so it's very easy for us to kind of riff on things, and we're very much on the same wavelength with things. So let me pull up Adam Dare. I'm going to pull up a new Finder window. Adam does this. Adam's an amazing story. Adam started. He is in Australia, and he basically doesn't have an internet connection at home, or didn't. Now he does. He was just trying to kind of save pennies for the family and so forth.
Yep. And
he joined us, and he landed a deal for $1,000, and he fulfilled the whole thing on his iPhone. So he just and that's how he made his first client. At this point, when he set this up, this was April 15th. He'd made $20,000 at this point, and then I interviewed him, and actually I was just talking to him yesterday. I believe he's now making upwards of $20,000 per month at this point. And one of the main ways he's doing it is exactly what you said. Now, he doesn't have an army of people working for him. He just has one friend who he's taught how to sell these websites for him, to sell websites and videos, to sell SEO. And that one person is just cranking for him and just making sale after sale for him. And to the point where he actually has to kind of manage and balance his time at this point a little more and kind of raise his prices a little bit. So that really is a valid technique that's not pie in the sky at all. All right, great.
Cool.
All right, so let's go back to Chamber of Commerce. This is a surprisingly effective angle, and any sort of a business meetup group, this works really well in. Mark, at the event that you and I were just at, there were a lot, the one in Baltimore, and actually the one that you threw in Vegas, I was approached by a number of people there asking me to do SEO for them. And it was kind of funny because me, I'm not like out there soliciting business. But several people, Byron, for example, at the last event, really ask me, hey, could I just pay you a bunch of money to do SEO for me? And I might go ahead and do it. And the reason that I bring this up is that these chamber conferences, the same idea. When we were in Baltimore, a lot of those guys are in the MLM niche. A lot of the guys that there's a strong crossover. Would you agree at the event?
There were a few, yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of those guys were saying, well, can I use this stuff for MLM? Can I use that to get more people into my downline and so forth? Can I rank for stuff? And so any sort of a business meeting, and it can be marketing events, not necessarily online marketing events. Although weirdly enough, when you get good at SEO, you can even go to an online marketing event, and because that's a lot of the guys who are talking to me in Vegas. They all have thriving internet marketing businesses, but a lot of them are getting their traffic from affiliates, and they want to expand into SEO, and they want to expand more into paid traffic, but especially SEO and videos and so forth. So this is a claim that Joe made, but I find this to be very credible. Joe said, chambers are a great way to pick up some clients. If I lost everything and had to start over, I know I can hit up some chambers and network groups and be making $10,000 a month in less than 90 days. That's quite a claim. But it's also coming from somebody who's constantly signing up new clients at a chamber of commerce and at networking events. And I want to give you some tips from Joe here. Joe's very smart. So one of the things, one of the great situations that I've run into is that my clients at this point are not just grateful in that I get all these earnings reports in and so forth, but they're also very generous with sharing the tweaks and the adjustments that they're making on my teaching, and that really helps me do a much better job of sharing things with you. I've made by far the lion's share of my money in niche businesses, doing consulting, in precious metals, relationship advice, and so forth. It's really only a fraction of the money that I've made teaching internet marketing. Mark, I think you're basically the same, right? You've probably overall made the majority of your money in your niche businesses, or at least at this point, you're probably making more money in your niche businesses. So I consider myself to be more of an underground guy. I think, Mark, you're more of an underground guy the way I think of it. And,
yeah, absolutely.
So I don't consider myself to be a professional guru. So one of the great things is we have really a culture where our customers and our top clients are sharing this great stuff with me, and I can pass it on to you, and it's really effective. So what Joe does is when he goes to these meetings, he does a particularly good job of really just meeting people, just talking to them about their business and showing an interest in their business. And then if they want to talk more about what he does, then he says, well, great, let's set up a meeting. I've got half an hour, we can meet at Starbucks, next Wednesday, if you'd like to do that. And then one of the things that he does that's very smart is he tells them exactly what he's going to do for their business. Now, Joe is a full service provider. So for $9,000 and $9,000 for a setup fee and then $2,000 a month, that's the kind of thing I wouldn't necessarily recommend going for that on your first deal. A lot of times you're going to want to ramp up, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But what Joe does is Joe will give you, he'll do SEO starting for 2 keywords, and video SEO starting for 2 keywords, and he'll create videos for his clients, and then he'll set up their Facebook page, their Twitter page, and their Google Plus account, and a YouTube account. All right, so he's setting up all those things for him, and every single month what he says is you're going to get a report from me, and in that report I'm going to tell you 2 new keywords that we're working on for you and 2 new videos that we've implemented for you. So every single month he's adding 2 new keywords that he's trying to rank them for on Google, and adding 2 new videos. And he's making these videos very inexpensively, on average for about $15 a video, which you can definitely do with you can use sparkle.com, S-P-A, let me just type it in, make sure I'm getting it correctly.
Yeah. SPARKOL.
Yeah, that's a service. Okay, great. So you have the name down. I just wanted to make sure I got it exactly correct. So he's doing these little line doodle videos with voiceover, and you can hire voiceover from Fiverr.com. And so basically for around $15, you can get a video made. And then if you don't have like a good link getting service like Magic Submitter or something like that, you can just just go to Fiverr.com and just pay for like an SE Nuke Blast, which is like $5. They're all over the place. There's tons of vendors on Fiverr doing SE Nuke Blasts, and you can do an SE Nuke Blast to your video and rank really fast for that. We'll get more into that in a second. But anyways, I'm really proud of Joe. I think he actually just had a $40,000 a month. And now, although I want to point out, Joe is actually going reverse. I started off by talking about going from showing your affiliate sites to land clients. Joe is actually starting to do promotions. Actually, Joe started doing some launch jacking for Brad Howard's latest product, Venus Formula, and he's making between $200 and $500 a day doing that. So wow. He's starting to get into affiliate marketing. And that's one of the things I want to point to is that I'm not necessarily saying, hey, just do this, okay? Just do, forget about affiliate marketing, just do local client consulting. Totally the contrary. I don't totally do this. Greg Morrison doesn't totally do this. What we do is we balance. We really cherry pick. We'll take as many clients as we can get that are going to be really terrific and where we're going to have a good time working with them and where we can get high dollars out of it and we can provide them big value. So we'll take as many good clients as we can get for sure. But there, right. There's only but so many great clients out there. And so I think that's the smart way of doing things. I really like to cherry pick.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So this is Gary. Gary actually shot this video and he stuck it up on my Facebook wall, which is really cool. And this is him giving the thumbs up. He's actually at a Chamber of Commerce event shooting this video, and he landed. This is June 18th, so just a short while before we're shooting this video here. And he landed a client there as well. So really terrific technique, Chamber of Commerce and networking. Okay, this is a funny one. Do it for yourself. This is how I got started. I started by doing rankings for myself for my own business, for my game store, and then when I started an affiliate website as well. The best example I have of this guy's really gone over the top. He's actually taken it to a much greater level than I ever did. This is Lonnie Welch. Lonnie's from Houston, and he's an AAU basketball coach.
What does do it for yourself? What does that mean?
To give you context on this, when I started my game store,
what does do it for yourself mean? You're saying you're offering clients the ability to do their own SEO.
In this case, what I'm saying is you may have a business yourself right now. You as an individual watching this video. Yeah. When I started in internet marketing, I had my own business. Okay. I had a game store, and so I wanted to SEO for myself. Or you can get a partner who's doing something. I
fully understand that, but I think that's kind of outside the scope of this. What this is, this presentation's about. I think it's more about getting clients and making money from clients. I mean, I understand most people could probably work that out. They could do it for themselves if they want to. But,
All right. So you want to move along? Let's just move along.
Yeah, that'd be great too. Yeah.
Boy, that was a good story you missed out on, though, Lonnie. Let me just say,
I get you. I know he would have done well with it. I just feel like we're going to be covering a lot on this, and we may as well keep it on track.
Okay, so another thing that you can do is focus on face-to-face sales. This basically has to do. One of the things I think is important to do is to always keep in mind that you have a past. That there are people that you've worked with, businesses that you may have worked at. Clients that you used to have. This is Fletch. Fletch was recently, he was a construction worker, and he was actually between jobs when he joined us. But before he did that, he was doing HVAC, heating, ventilation, air conditioning in Scottsdale, in Phoenix and Scottsdale. And when we started showing him this local client getting stuff, he actually just went to the old companies that he used to do. He used to just repair air conditioners and so forth. Heating units, but mostly air conditioners if you're in Phoenix, and he started making quite a bit of money. See, it's fun little. He actually just sent me this over, a little bank deposit. He's actually one of the most successful people that we've had recently. Fletch has been depositing about $20,000 per month pretty consistently for the last several months. Really keep in mind that what you can do again is take those Google keyword results and go to people that you already know, businesses that you've already been a part of, and when you're meeting people in the day-to-day. We just talked about going to focus meetings and chambers of commerces and so forth. But if you're continuously out there, even on stuff like LinkedIn, this is Steve Baumgartner. He picked up a client on LinkedIn for actually $25,000 a month. He was making some money otherwise. So keep in mind LinkedIn and just people that you're running in day to day. If you let the people know, Steve also got a really nice referral deal that led to a deal with Jacuzzi that got him up to $40,000 a month. So I think that's important.
Okay, so sorry, I'm getting confused here. So I fully understand you wanting to show that there are successful students, which is awesome, but I'm forgetting what it is that you're teaching now. So you're you're basically saying that people should be going face to face. So I'm judging that by the headline there.
Yeah,
I saw all these people are making money, and then I've forgotten what you were teaching.
Okay, so, no problem.